you can continue eating, but we're going to go ahead and start the program, and this is one way I can save myself from eating the dessert also. So the Brown Foundation Scholars, the program was started back in 1992, and we started with 4 freshmen that year. And what memory I have of that first year is that we had more children in the chairs than on the floor. They outnumbered the number of students we had on scholarship, but that's changed now. We had 62 current scholars that are sophomores, juniors, and seniors. 40 of those students last semester had a 4.0, and of those 40 in the sophomore through senior classes, 27 have a 4.0 cumulative. That's about 50% of our students that have that high a GPA. I guess it doesn't get much higher anymore, does it? 4. So we have 191 total scholars, 104 that graduated. The average GPA is 3.85. In 2012, A&M was ranked 10th in the USA in public and private and national merit scholars, incoming freshmen, and the top 3 in the college engineering. And with respect to the University Honors Program in engineering, it was ranked number 1. I believe it's by Business News Report. Yes, the engineering honors program is ranked number 1 among all public universities in the state of in the United States. And I know that we have a great leader in Dr. Banks, Kathy Banks. You have to have great support, like from Bowen Lofton and John Sharp. You have to have facilities. You have to have professors, deans, research and development. But you also have to look and see there's about 64 students in this room that are in engineering that make that kind of goal happen. So our goal is to continue not only that in engineering, but to continue to work with science and business, the biomedical science, and the liberal arts, and do what we can to provide some support in those colleges also. It is achievable. We've proven that. I should say the A&M and the students have proven that. And before I turn it over to them, I want to just add one thing, is that we make it a rule that all of our scholars have to be people that participated in the community, that were involved in organizations at school, leaders, that they worked in summer or they had intern jobs, that if they went to the library on Friday and Saturday night, they don't get an interview with us. These young people have to represent the core values of A&M that are on our MSc. And I think that's why you'll find that Brown Scholars have been present in the student body, present in their class, many different officers in the student body. This year we have one from San Diego that's our Corps commander. We've had many other Corps officers, scholastics, chaplain, 2 deputy Corps commanders. We have the Buck Wires Award winners. We have many, many outstanding senior engineering award winners. We have students that have accomplished so many things in organizations, MSc and so on, that's what we're very, very proud of.
Howdy. I'm John Barth, chemical engineering major. These are my parents, Jerry and Carolyn. Stand up. Be recognized. So this last summer and last semester I was doing a co-op in Sugar Land with Nalco, and I'm continuing that this coming summer. I'm graduating a semester late because of it. So I'm going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina, doing an internship, so no real plans for after graduation yet. But I'm involved in Honor Student Council here. I'm the Vice President of Special Events. I'm also the Senior Class Representative for our chapter of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers. And I'm involved in Alpha Phi Omega, which is a co-ed service fraternity, so a lot of community service with that, 40 hours a semester. So that's what I've been doing and what I plan to do, I guess. So thank y'all.
Howdy, my name is Amanda Couch. I'd like to thank my lovely parents who are right there, Maria and Bill. I'm an electrical engineering major. Throughout my 4 years at A&M, I've been heavily involved in the honors program, specifically the honors freshman leadership community. I've been involved in SEC and a lot of undergraduate research, particularly with Dr. Huff and Dr. Chamberlain in the electrical engineering department. I've spent 2 summers working for Boeing. This past summer was working up in Seattle on phased array military defense systems. After graduation, I plan to go to grad school for electrical engineering and get a PhD in electrical engineering. I'm going to apply my astronaut scholarship, which I recently got to that. And also this summer, I attended the IEEE APS conference and presented a student design there and won the competition there. So that's probably my greatest accomplishment here at A&M. I'd like to thank the foundation for convincing me to come here and actually hooking me up with the research lab that I've been in for 4 years and and it's basically shaped my life and helped me figure out what I want to do with my life. And thanks and gig 'em.
Howdy, my name is Victoria Ellinger and I'm a senior chemical engineering major. And tonight my mom, Martha, is here. I'd like to recognize my mom also for being one of the big influencers in me deciding to be a chemical engineer, as she herself was a chemical engineer. I'd also like to thank Mr. Brown and the Brown Foundation. Actually, Dr. Lofton's speech really resonated with me. I am a native Texan, but neither of my parents went to Texas A&M, so I knew they had a really good engineering program. I was interested in engineering, but those Aggies, I'm not really sure, about going there. But luckily, Mr. Brown, I got the call, and he convinced me to come to A&M, and I haven't looked back since. I've had 3 internships. I've been to Italy, Spain, and China. I've done undergraduate research, wrote an undergraduate thesis, and that really helps me to decide what I'd like to do after I graduate. Finding my passion with my degree plan, I would like to pursue a PhD in chemical engineering, so right now I'm going through the application process, and hopefully this time next year I'll be able to say where I'll be exactly and what I'll be working on for the next chapter of my life and see where things go from there. And a lot of it, my success, of course, is due to Mr. Brown and all of the support from the Brown Foundation. So, thank you.
Well, howdy. My name is Katie Elmer, and I'm a senior kinesiology major from Pleasanton, Texas. Only a little bit intimidating to be a kinesiology student surrounded by all of these great engineers, but it's all right. My dad is here tonight. Thanks. Before the time you set foot on A&M's campus, you're told about the second education, your second diploma. And I can honestly say that I knew I was coming to A&M from the time I was a freshman or sophomore in high school, so that wouldn't have changed anything. But without Mr. Brown, I wouldn't have had the time, the resources, or the opportunities to get my second education and done all the cool stuff that I've been able to do while I've been here. So freshmen, listen up. Get involved. There are a lot of really incredible opportunities that a lot of different places don't have to offer. I spent the summer in Australia studying abroad, taking exercise biomechanics and learning how to surf. Heck of a deal there. I'm executive director and co-founder of Freshman Leaders in Education and Human Development, a Flow startup for the College of Ed. I serve as an undergraduate research ambassador, promoting undergraduate research to students at Texas A&M and to potential Texas A&M students. I'm a National Aggie Scholar Ambassador, serve as the Vice President of that organization, and we recruit National Merit, National Achievement, and National Hispanic Scholars to come to A&M. I published an undergraduate thesis, presented it at Texas ACSM, won an award there. And I sleep sometimes too. But this is an incredible place, and you've got all the opportunity in the world to do some really awesome things. And you obviously have a really big support system behind you, so really take advantage of that. Enjoy it. It goes by way too fast. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Howdy. My name is Andrew Evans, and I'm a senior chemical engineering major from Houston, Texas, and I'm joined by my beautiful and fantastic mother, Susan Evans, there in the back. I love A&M, and I'm another case of a student who wasn't going to go to A&M originally, but Mr. Brown convinced me, and I couldn't be more happy for it. The traditions of joy that you experience at A&M are some of the most fun things you can be a part of. Whoop, howdy, giga, midnight yell, you have so much fun as an Aggie here. The things that are going to stick in my craw and I'm going to remember with tears in my eyes as an old man are the traditions of mourning. And I think A&M does a great job of building that camaraderie and sense of Aggie family. Go to things like Silver Taps and Aggie Muster, and you recognize that not only are the living Aggies part of your family, but those Aggies who have gone before you contributed either financially or relationally, either by pouring into you as a mentor, or people that you may have not ever met are part of your Aggie family too. Those are the things that are going to stick with me that I'm going to remember years from now. So all of you old Ags that are out there, thank you so much for your contributions. Young Ags as well, you're going to be there someday. Biggest piece of advice I'm going to give to y'all youngsters out there is go study abroad. Oh my goodness. I studied abroad every summer here except for the last summer where I got a job because I needed to actually make money. It is the best thing you can do here at A&M. I would encourage you to spend your summer studying abroad somewhere, anywhere. It doesn't have to be involved in your major. It's going to be an experience that you will never forget, and that will help build you as a person and an individual who's able to lead well and experience how to communicate between international boundaries, things like that. I absolutely love it here, and I thank Mr. Brown so much for the opportunity to be a part of the Aggie family. It's something that I've loved and will always remember with fondness, and I hope to be a part of it someday. And hopefully I'll have kids to go here, and I'll do my best to convince them to be here. So, thank you all for your time.
We flew Eric in from, was it near San Diego? Powell, okay. And we knew when he came to the interview, I said, he's going to have to be a Brown Scholar. I don't know what he's going to do at A&M, but he's going to end at the top of something. And I'm really proud that when we mentioned a while ago that last year we had a Yale leader, and he's an engineering major with over 3.5. And I'm real proud to say that Eric Gill is an engineering major also leading the Corps with GPAs that are twice what Governor Perry had, okay? Eric.
Howdy. As Mr. Brown said, I'm Eric Gill. I'm a senior industrial distribution major from Poway, California. First, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Brown and the Brown Foundation because I had to make a tough decision senior year of high school. My ROTC scholarship was awarded to Duke University. A&M was my top choice, but it was all full. It's the way they allot them. So I decided on a leap of faith due to a lot of other financial support at A&M that I would come to A&M without an ROTC scholarship and try and make my way. And took that leap of faith and was blessed enough to find out at graduation of high school that my scholarship was transferred for ROTC. This last summer I had an opportunity to go to Officer Candidate School for the United States Marine Corps, and next December I'll be commissioning and hopefully going to flight school. I'd like to thank a few people here other than the Brown Foundation, General Ramirez, for your leadership. You know, we talk about the Corps being a leadership development program, and that means for everybody, including myself. And you know, we talked about the other day in our meeting, tough love, because you know you're thinking about the second lieutenant and me in a year and a half. You know, Dr. Lofton and Chancellor Sharp for all of your leadership and advice and support. It's truly been an amazing opportunity. My parents cannot be here today. They're back home in California, but my stepmother, mother and father and stepfather, my stepfather convinced me to come visit A&M against my, pushed against my stubborn self and got me out here. And it's been an amazing opportunity. And everything that A&M's provided, and a little bit of advice to the freshmen out there is get involved, and as much as you'll hear it, don't blink. You know, you'll hear it, every day you're here at A&M not to blink, and I still wish I'd taken that little bit of advice, because I remember freshman year seeing, I believe it was Justin was his first name, Thompson. He was a senior aerospace major in the Corps, and I thought, I was an aerospace major at the time, I thought I want to be just like him, and I was standing here 3 years later. I've got the boots, but I switched to industrial distribution along the way.
and I'm sure I can speak for all the seniors, it's quite nice to be drinking coffee in a social environment and not trying to stay awake. But for the Brown Foundation, for all the support, all the OLAGs here, you set a shining example to our students for the core values we try and instill, whether it be in our organizations, the Corps Cadets, especially that selfless service, so that when they graduate and they move on, then they follow in your footsteps to give back to the next classes. And the freshmen here, if you want to talk, I'll be here after. And if you got any advice whatsoever, whether it's about A&M in general or a specific major, I'd love to chat. So that's about all I have today. Thank you, and gig 'em.
And then I'd like to just say this brief thought is to all of you Brown scholars. The best stories tonight are about each of you. You are role models for your fellow Aggies, leaders in the classroom and outside the classroom. Your core values are excellence, integrity, leadership, loyalty, honesty, and service. Your accomplishments reflect your passion, your intelligence, your commitment, not only to be the best you can be, but very importantly, to assist others whose paths you cross to be the best they can be. You are chosen to be a Brown Foundation Scholar, not only because of what you have achieved, but more importantly, for what we know you will achieve in the future. Please don't forget the simple Brown Foundation philosophy. It's not what you take with you, but what you leave behind that gives meaning to one's life. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening.